meeting and our first official meeting since our successful reorganization. If you're just joining us, which I don't think anyone is, you missed our pre-meeting program, or if you joined late, you'll be able to view it on our YouTube channel, which I encourage everyone to subscribe to. And our soon to be confirmed communications chair, Carla, also posts recordings of our meetings there, as you probably heard the notice that the meeting is in progress or recording. I'm Graham Murphy, chair of the 34th, and I am officially calling the February 2023 meeting of the 34th District Democrats to order at 7:35 p.m. Before we get into the fun stuff, we have some business to get out of the way, so let me pull up our deck for the evening. All right. Let me pull up the chat so I can see that too. There we go. So first, our proposed agenda for this evening, which was previously published in our February newsletter and weekly email, is up on the screen for you all to see. If there's any, is there any further discussion on the agenda? Anything anyone wants to add to it? Feel free to unmute and share. All right, hearing none, can someone unmute and share your name and make a motion to approve our agenda?
So moved. Bunny Hatcher.
Second, Rachel Glass.
Thank you. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor unmute and say aye.
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 Thank you. All those opposed unmute and say nay. All right, our agenda is approved. Moving on to our minutes. So these are our January meeting minutes. This shows the minutes that were from our January 11th membership meeting, which were also sent to all members in the Sunday email. Are there any corrections anyone had to the minutes that they'd like to share? Hearing none, can someone unmute and share your name and make a motion to approve our minutes?
Sarah Smith, I motion to approve.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Nick
Tamsin
Manazza,
Spangler, second.
Any discussion? All right, all those in favor unmute and say aye.
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 Excuse me, who seconded?
Tamsin Spangler. Tamsin Spangler.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, all those opposed say unmute and say nay. All right, our minutes are approved. That's the fun, and that's the business part, not the fun part. Lastly, kind of on the business side of things, as I'll share later on, we are in the process of developing our budget. And part of that budget is thinking about in-person meetings and how we fund those and how often we want to fund those for. So as I shared in the newsletter, I'm collecting input on how we should manage in-person meetings moving forward. In the chat, thank you, Carla, there is a form. It's a quick form if you want to go in and fill it out during the meeting and share your thoughts on in-person meetings versus virtual meetings and what will make them better and more enjoyable. Okay, so really appreciate that feedback. If we can get it tonight, that'd be awesome because we want to start putting together our budget. Now we'll move to our opening ceremonies. I'm going to ask Rachel to please share our land acknowledgement.
Thanks, Graham. Sorry, I was unmuting myself. On behalf of the 34th LD Democrats, I acknowledge the land on which we stand today as the traditional home of the Coast Salish and Duwamish people, the traditional home of all tribes and bands within the Suquamish, Tulalip, Snoqualmie, Puyallup, and Muckleshoot nations. Without them, we would not have access to this gathering or to this dialogue. I ask that we take this opportunity to thank the original caretakers of this land on which we live and work, who are still here.
Thank you, Rachel. I now want to recognize some of our elected officials present. King County Executive Constantine, Seattle Council Member Mosqueda, former State Representative Cody, and our King Conservation District member Porter, Chris Porter, who's also our endorsed candidate. Please remember to vote before February 14th. I also want to take a moment to offer our elected officials present an opportunity to share any governing policy and legislative updates. I'll just note that I recognize we have some candidates in attendance. This period is not for campaigning. We will have candidate spotlights, and if you're interested in being part of a future candidate spotlight, please reach out to me. It's our fair and equitable way of ensuring that everyone has an opportunity in a equal way to share about their candidacy. And that the same goes for our good of the order at the end of this meeting. That is for 34th announcements about community activities happening. So without further ado, last month, King County Executive Constantine and King County Councilmember McDermott shared about how there may be a new levy put to voters in April for behavioral health crisis centers. I've asked Executive Constantine to share a brief update on the levy, and I'll turn the meeting over to him to share some thoughts and updates.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chair, and thanks to everyone for being here this evening. As I mentioned last month, I proposed to the County Council a crisis care centers levy. This is to make up for the severe lack of capacity to help those who are in mental health or addiction crisis in King County, and truly it's throughout the state as well. I was joined in this effort to draft this by the labor community, the business community, by providers and advocates. It is a community-wide effort to address a terrible humanitarian challenge in really our nation, but that we are seeing in the streets of King County. The Crisis Care Centers levy does three things. It creates 5 crisis care centers. So those are emergency rooms or urgent care centers for people in crisis. There is no place in King County, a county of 2.3 million people, where you can self-refer, where you can walk in, be brought by your family or a human service provider for care in a time of crisis. One of those will be devoted exclusively to youth. The others will be distributed geographically around the county. Our North Tier cities are already planning and siting their crisis care center. And then it begins to rebuild the supply of residential treatment beds. These are the community-based facilities that were to replace the mental health hospitals 40 years ago. The state legislature paid to build some of these, but there's been no maintenance over the course of 40 years, and the nonprofits operating them can no longer afford to keep the doors open. We've been running around working hard to keep as many beds as possible. We've lost 1/3 of those beds over the course of the last 5 years. We will stop the loss and we will rebuild that capacity. And finally, the workforce. Workforce is a challenge everywhere. Behavioral health has been a low-paid profession, and people are not coming to that profession or they're not staying in it. We need to increase the compensation to attract new people, provide apprenticeship programs. We need the people to treat those who are struggling today. And they're struggling in our streets, as every person here has seen. They are very much in the criminal legal system, and this is tied up both in the property crimes that a lot of folks have had good reason to complain about, but also in the overcrowding in our jail and in our court systems. And they are in every community. Every person I have talked to has a personal story, a family story, a story of close friends who've struggled with addiction or with mental health challenges and not had a place to turn. This levy on the April 25th ballot would take a big step toward correcting that. It is about $10 a month for the owner of the median priced $800,000 home in King County. It is a lot to ask, and I would go so far as to say this is something that may have historically been provided by the state and federal governments, but that is not happening, and we don't feel we can wait any longer. So I ask that the 34th District Democrats endorse the Crisis Care Centers levy for the April 25th ballot. Mr. Chair, I appreciate the opportunity to speak, and of course, I would be available to folks if they have questions in the chat, or if you'd like to contact me, dowconstantine@gmail.com.
Thank you, Executive Constantine. Really appreciate you sharing the update. I just want to open the floor if any of our other elected officials present have anything they'd like to share.
Oh, Graham,
Yes.
this is Chris Porter.
I
With my
recognize the
camera.
voice.
There we are. I think I have my camera on. There we are. I just wanted to catch everyone up to date on all the wonderful things going on in the King Conservation District. Of course, there is the election, and everyone should have got those large, oversized postcards. We are actually ahead of ballots return from last election. So although we're still less than 1% of the population in terms of people returning ballots, we are certainly making gains. Just yet the other day, I testified virtually in Olympia to support a bill that would look at the cost of elections, moving these elections to a ballot. Every time we have this issue, the first thing that conservation districts ring the bell on is, we don't know what the cost is and it could devastate us. And so we should keep the elections as they are right now. Now this bill, House Bill 1567, I believe it is going to do just that, to help us determine what the exact cost is for conservation districts across the state to move their elections from whatever system they're using to a ballot on a regular election. Don't want anyone to forget about the Bare Roots sale going on in King Conservation District as we prepare for our spring gardens and we rake our leaves up, or maybe we'll leave them in place. Bare Roots native plants, again, good for the soil, good for the environment, great for pollinators. Always think native plants as we're planning our spring gardens. And listening sessions. February 11th and I believe the 26th, King Conservation District is hoping the public will weigh in and ask questions about the Conservation District, our programs, where we are, what ones are accessible or not accessible, what you'd like to see. So there's two opportunities. If you go to the kingcd.org website, I'll put that in the chat, you can sign up for the listening sessions. And I really want to encourage as many people as possible to weigh in, as this helps us with our strategic planning and shifting our services to truer needs in the community. Well, thank you.
Thank you. Council member, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Hello, 34th. It's good to see you again. Teresa Mosqueda, Seattle City Council member at large and West Seattle neighbor. Last time I saw Mr. Porter, it was on KCTV when I logged in, and it's great to see Executive Constantine as well. I just want to express my deep appreciation for the county under Executive Constantine's leadership, and it's been my honor to be able to partner with him and the team at King County on the upcoming levy that he mentioned in April. Very excited about that. And I also wanted to pop in and mention a timeline for folks in advance of the other levy that will be discussed later this year related to housing. In order for us to keep folks housed, they have to have that behavioral health service that Executive Constantine mentioned. So that will be on the April ballot. And then, as you know, we have the housing levy that we have been able to pass in the city of Seattle and make historic investments in building housing, workforce housing for nurses and teachers and construction workers. I wanted to give folks a heads up as the Housing and Finance Chair. The housing levy will come to our committee starting in April. So we have about 8 weeks that it's still going to be discussed with stakeholders and finalized in terms of the process from Mayor Harold, and that will be transmitted to Seattle City Council. And you'll have the chance to weigh in April, May, June. So 3 full months of weighing in on the housing levy, and just wanted to make sure I popped in, let you all know about that timeline. And of course, I look forward to chatting more about that at any point with the 34th. And I know I'll be back here talking again soon, but if you have any questions about that, of course, feel free to reach out to me at any point, teresa.mosqueda@seattle.gov, and just put RE in the subject regarding. And if you put the 34th meeting or housing levy, I'll make sure to get it directly. Thank you very much for having me, and really impressive presentation over the first hour. Appreciate that.
Thank you. I can't imagine what you'd come here to speak with us next time about.
I'm looking forward to that spotlight. Thanks again.
All right. And Representative Cody, wanted to see if you have anything you'd like to share.
I guess I can't turn mine on.
We can hear you.
Well, the video's not working. I don't have anything to say, and I'm not Representative Cody anymore. So I'm just one of the gang.
All right. Well, thank you for joining. Tonight, we do have our first candidate spotlight of the season. Prior to a candidate forum or endorsement for an elected position, our spotlights are really an opportunity for candidates to come and start briefly introducing themselves to us. And these are for candidates that will be on upcoming ballots. This is not, again, an official candidate forum or endorsement meeting, which comes later in the cycle. So our first candidate to join us is Judge Joe Campagna, who was appointed by Governor Inslee in 2022. I'm sorry, yeah, 2020, and is running to retain the position 39 seat on the King County Superior Court. And Judge, I'm happy to give you the floor and share about your story and candidacy.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me. So I'm one of your 54 Superior Court judges in King County. As Mr. Murphy said, I was appointed last August. I'm currently serving as a trial judge at the Regional Justice Center in Kent. So what that means is that I basically hear trials all day, almost every day, of every type. In the short time that I've been in that role, I've presided over civil trials, some divorce, and also custody trials, some involuntary Treatment Act matters, which we heard a little bit about some of those issues from prior folks. Although the bulk of my work is serious criminal trials, I'm currently actually in the middle of a 3-month-long murder trial. So one thing about this job, they definitely have us right in the thick of it from the start. It's a fascinating opportunity. It's challenging. It's an honor, and it's a pleasure to be here this evening. So just a little bit about me. Prior to my appointment, I was a judge on the King County District Court for 3.5 years. I won election for that seat in 2018. While on that court, I heard a wide variety of civil cases, criminal cases, small claims cases, that sort of thing. I think I was recognized by my peers as a leader on that court, and also by the lawyers who appear in that court. And before that, I was a lawyer at the law firm of Schrader, Goldmark, and Bender, which is a small law firm in Seattle. While there, I represented people charged with crimes, as well as people seeking recovery for their injuries, and appeared in trials all over Western Washington at every level of trial court. So that's all my general background. I don't know that it illuminates a whole lot of who I am, though, and why I'm here. So I like to spend just a moment to talk about the things that I've found meaningful at those various levels, because I think that sheds more light on who someone is. While I was a lawyer, I was extremely proud to represent a number of folks who were serving multiple decades of federal prison time on nonviolent drug offenses, representing them seeking clemency from President Obama, and actually received clemency for several of them through a sort of organized nationwide process to find people who were a good fit to try to transition folks back out of the system who were doing more time than was really fair on nonviolent offenses. That was a true honor to serve in that role and to give people back decades of their life. I also represented mothers and children seeking asylum in this country when they fled their own country from gangs and violence, also a highlight of my work there. Sort of tying in to Executive Constantine's comments, what I was really proud of at the district court level also was having a leading role in starting the community court in Shoreline, Washington, where I served, which helped reach folks who had been in the system with low-level nonviolent offenses to connect them with the sort of resources that would help them get out of that cycle. So housing resources, mental health resources, emergency food and shelter resources, the impact that you could see on somebody's life and how they interacted with their world when they had a roof over their heads for the first time, maybe, when they had regular food, when they had access to those sort of resources was pretty amazing. It was hard to find the resources for them. That was the biggest challenge, honestly. It's just finding the frankly paltry resources in a number of those areas. But once we did, it made a huge difference. So I'm a big believer in that sort of program. And I was honored to see that program through the COVID period too. And I think set it on a strong footing for the future. And now that I'm at Superior Court, there's sort of different opportunities. I'm excited to start working with a group on trying to expand access in the prisons in Washington to legal resources and to other kinds of evidence-based training and classes and programs, once again, to help interrupt the cycle that a lot of folks find themselves in. I think everybody would probably agree that warehousing somebody in prison with no treatment and no classes and then releasing them is not a great recipe for success. It's a big task to try to change that a little bit, but if I can do anything on that front, I would be extremely proud. So this is a very challenging role that I'm in. It's a role of service. I try to bring my absolute best every single day to listen thoughtfully to every single case, to every single argument, to offer everyone the dignity that they deserve when they're in court. It's an honor to serve in that role. I look forward to seeking your support later this year. I'm happy to answer questions if you have any.
I think we'll hold on the question since it's not a forum, but I appreciate you joining us and look forward to seeing you in the future on our ballots and hopefully in one of our upcoming forums. Gina, I see your hand is raised. We'll recognize you from the floor.
Thank you, Chair Murphy. I was moved by Dow Constantine's remarks this evening, and I move that we allow for the consideration of the endorsement of the King County Crisis Care Centers levy this evening.
This is Chris Porter, second.
Okay, so just for those of you that are new or need a refresher, if we are making an endorsement that is not on the agenda, which has to be announced 10 days in advance, before we can consider the endorsement, we need to do a vote to make sure that 80% of our members at least are in favor of moving forward with an endorsement vote, and then we'll move to the process of hearing the motion. So is there a motion to consider an endorsement?
This is Sarah. I so move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Who's the second?
Eileen Cody.
Okay, let's do this by voice vote. As long as there's no nays, we'll consider that 80% support. Is there any discussion before we move to a voice vote, though?
Who seconded? Eileen Cody.
Graham, could you please just state the motion, what we're voting on, please?
Yeah, the motion is to to consider a vote on an endorsement for the King County Crisis Cares Levy.
Thank you.
It's a vote for a vote. Dorothy, I see your hand is raised.
It's a question about why on earth is it going to be another special election in April?
it does seem like the more special elections you have, the lesser the turnout. That's just my observation. It's really nothing I can do about it, but I wonder how this has come about.
Thank you. Is there any other discussion on the matter? All right, hearing none. All those in favor, say aye.
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 All those opposed, say nay. All right, now we can move forward with a vote on the actual endorsement. So we need a motion to endorse the levy. Someone make that motion.
I so move. This is Gina Top.
Chris Porter, second.
All right, so now that we have a motion on the table, we will provide 2 minutes to the person making the motion to speak to it. Or they can cede their time to someone that is a representative for the campaign for the motion. Next, we'll move forward with an opposition speech for 2 minutes if anyone has one, and then we'll do that for another round if folks have anything to say. So Gina, the floor is yours for 2 minutes unless you want to cede to someone else.
Graham, before we get into
Yeah.
speeches, point of order, please.
Yes.
Could someone, either Dow or Gina or someone who knows, answer Dorothy's question about why we have an April ballot as opposed to
Sure,
later?
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
I can. So the state of the state's tax system is such that we are having to go to the ballot to renew levies that already exist. In August, the Veterans, Seniors and Human Services levy will be up for renewal, 6-year levy that funds much of the human services. It historically might have been funded out of the general fund, but for the 1% lid on property taxes, which has dramatically eroded the general fund and our ability to operate as a government. In November, the city of Seattle is going forward with its housing levy. And so this is the one opportunity when we can have a clear conversation with the voters about this unmet need for behavioral health treatment in our communities. Otherwise, it would have had to wait at least another year or possibly 2. And we think the need is sufficiently acute, the humanitarian crisis sufficiently severe that we need to move forward now.
Thank you.
Thank you. Gina, 2 minutes.
Yeah, I can go. Well, King County, Washington State, and our nation is facing a mental health and behavioral health crisis with rising numbers of individuals struggling and a shortage of resources to help them. This issue affects so many families, and too many of us have personally know someone who is struggling with mental health and addiction issues. That is why I think this levy is so important, and I'm asking for your support today in the endorsement of the King County Crisis Care Centers levy, which will provide vital funding to help people in crisis and improve access to those who are struggling with mental health and addiction issues. We heard earlier from Executive Constantine that it will also provide these essential services, but will reduce the strain on our hospitals and our jails. Because when individuals in crisis are unable to access the mental health and behavioral health services, they often end up in our emergency rooms, which are not equipped to provide the level of care they need. This levy has an opportunity to prevent such instances, ensuring that individuals receive the care they need in an effective manner. This levy is a critical step to building stronger, healthier, and more equitable community for everyone. I urge you to vote yes on an endorsement this evening. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Is there anyone that would like to speak in opposition to the motion? Sounds like there's a television show that would take this. Please mute your phone if you're not or your computer or whatever. Okay, hearing no opposition, that means that we will close the discussion period. And we will put up a electronic ballot for voting. Carla, is that ready? Thank you. So now we'll provide 5 minutes to vote. There are 3 options: support, reject, no position. The endorsing requires 60% of any one of these options.
And Graham?
Yes.
Is this a PCO only vote or? is
No,
this
sorry,
all-
this is a member vote.
Thank you.
In other words, both.
Yes, member and PC. Well, PCOs are members, so yes.
Okay, Graham, I will go ahead and call this. We have 33 votes out of 40 participants. 82% have participated in the vote. 100% are in support. So you have an endorsement.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Congratulations. I'd also like to recognize County Executive Constantine. I believe he wants to say a few words.
A brief word of thanks to the 34th District, my home district, and to my knowledge, the first Democratic organization to take an endorsement vote for this. There will, of course, be many more, but I'm tremendously appreciative. This is an issue where King County is going to be leading. There are a few other places around the country that have already undertaken to create these crisis care centers. King County's will be more extensive and more comprehensive. And the work we're doing is being recognized nationally. This weekend, I will travel to Washington, D.C. to appear on a program following some fellow named Biden and interviewing the Surgeon General of the United States. I will interview the Surgeon General in a fireside chat about this very issue, mental health and addiction treatment in the U.S. in this moment of crisis. So you are at the vanguard here, and we can be very proud of the standard that we're setting for the rest of the state and the rest of the country. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Thank you again, and congratulations. All right, we are going to move forward to our 2023 membership drive. I'm pleased to announce tonight that we have, as of Sunday, 127 members, including 63 PCOs, and per our bylaws, everyone needs to renew their membership each year, which is an opportunity to get our membership re-engaged and also to recruit new members. So I'm hoping we can keep this momentum going and add new members. And welcome to our official 2023 membership telethon. I'm going to get my little costume on here, and I'm joined by our fellow co-host, Rachel. So Rachel, I'll let you take it from here. If you can find the mute button. No, you're still muted.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Graham. It's an honor to be here tonight. It is a wonderful night. Thank you all for being here. We are looking forward to having all of the members that have joined already to continue to join us. Thank you for those of you who are here tonight. And we're looking forward to those of you who haven't yet joined to find a way to invest your energy, your time, and your dollars in the 34th District Democrats. We are so appreciative for you being here, and we hope that we will be here for you in the same way that you are here for us. And we really appreciate your membership and your presence.
Yes, and if you have access to the web, I would encourage you to go in and sign on right now and become a member. If you do become a member, please let us know in the chat. Also, if you have family members in your home who are not yet members that are adults, please go and sign them up. Grab friends that are in the 34th. Please bring them to our next meeting. I just got my husband signed up last week, and he has never joined a political organization before, and my parents are next. So all politics is local. So go local and recruit members. And what do you do? What do we do with your membership dollars? Well, your membership dollars help ensure that we are the preeminent legislative district in King County. They ensure that we can actively support our endorsed candidates and policy initiatives like we just endorsed right now. And the money that you provide ensures that it goes to endorsees that need it, our PCOs that can do outreach and support and get out the vote efforts in literature. So thank you to the members that are up on the screen. Rachel, maybe you can share a little bit about the programs and other things that our dollars provide.
Yes, well, as you saw, Graham and everybody, from the very engaging and informative program that we just saw tonight, one of the ways that your dollars will help is that we have our speaker's budget. And so one of the ways that we show our respect and our interest in the folks that we bring here to speak is that we also want to help support their organization. And so we have a speaker's fee for every one of our speakers that we bring. And your dollars allow us to bring this exciting, interesting, varied, and informative programming to you. We feel that our speaker programs are one of the unique signature items of RLD. And this is it statewide. We want to not just bring business for you to engage in, but we also want to bring exciting programs, exciting new information that maybe you didn't know about, information that is helpful in your life, information that could be helpful for your neighbors, and for even helpful for folks that you don't even know. That coming to join in a program like this can help you to make your life in Seattle, in Washington, in the United States of America, as part of this country that can make your life better and better for those around you. So this is one of the things that we want to offer at the 34th District Democrats is exciting and informative programming to add to the quality of life for you all.
Great, and I just want to recognize some members that were not on the list. I apologize. Executive Constantine, his wife Shirley Carlson, also Karen Richter and Paul Muldoon. Apologies, I don't know what happened with the list. Our telethon workers, will get them back in and make sure that we fix that. Also, community outreach is a key part of our programming. So visibility in events like the Burien Pride and the West Seattle Grand Parade, we want to make sure that we have our banner and treats for kids for those events. And then your membership, so in-person meetings, if we want to have in-person meetings, those cost over $1,000 just for the space, and that's not insignificant. And of course, we all want to have our treats there, like wine, beer, and spirits or non-alcoholic beverages, and those cost dollars. Your dollars also pay for virtual technology like Zoom, as well as our fantastic communication tools, and help maintain our website and send out our weekly emails. And Rachel, I'm just wondering, did you know that not everyone is friendly to us Democrats? I don't know if you.
What? No,
Yes.
come on. You're
Yes,
not
so
talking about trolls, are you?
unfortunately, we do have legal trolls who like to
Hmm.
try to empty our bank accounts, and occasionally try to use the court system and fail and disrupt our efforts. So unfortunately, we do spend some of our funds for that to keep us going, and also for some other unsexy things like keeping us in compliance. But maybe, Rachel, if you could share more of the fun things that we get to do too, as well as the holiday parties, things like that.
Yes, Graham, we have, we are always looking to find ways to add to what we do here at the 34th. And of course, we do have our party. We have a holiday party at the end of the year. We also are working on, as an annual event, our service projects. Our service project is something that we depend on your membership and your presence to help that happen. And we also are, oh, my screen. I am so sorry. My screen just went blank.
Exploded. This
Uh,
is why we need funds.
This
your
is,
screen.
yes, to help us keep our multiple screens.
Keep
open.
our screens on, please.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I will take care of this, and Graham, back to you.
All right. Well, we have some new members. Heather Engel renewed, so great to see that. Tamsin Spengler, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Tamsin and Heather. You all are loyal stalwarts. We appreciate you so much.
Carla's
Want me to call
husband.
out some of the other names? I can give shout outs to those who have donated already, who you can join.
Yeah.
Why get left out? I mean, join our friends Emily Alvarado, Preston Anderson, Heather and Ted Barker, here another family, husband and wife, joining in and becoming members for another year. Deb Barker, Lane Bautista, Nick Bonaza and Madeline Brown. Thank you all so much for joining us. Celeste Brusati, Catherine Bubelis, Daniel Bernstein, and please forgive me if I am not pronouncing your names correctly, but thank you so much for being members. And we also have Steve and Karen Butts, another husband and wife hero team, who are joining us again to make sure that we keep the lights on and keep everything going. Hannah Cameron, Linda Castillo, Eileen Cody, and Marin Costa. Thank you all so much. Jordan Crawley, Jan Drago, Edward Dupras, Brian Earl, Cheryl Ellsworth. You all are heroes to us. And feel free, anyone who hasn't joined yet, join these wonderful folks to help us take it over the line. We're going to increase our membership. Karen Engstrom, Daniel Finkel, Adrian Forrest, and Dorothy Gazik. Sorry if I am mispronouncing anyone's name, but we really do love you so much. And Graham, I will be happy to shout out and give a big air hug to every one of these folks who have joined us. Earl Gott, Bunny Hatcher, Jerry Hatcher, another husband and wife team right there. Kaz Hahn, Elizabeth Heath, Alexia Iniguez. Forgive me if I'm not pronouncing it exactly the way that it is your name. You are all wonderful, wonderful folks. Melissa
Yes.
Johnson, Martha
Thank you.
Coaster, Lacey Levitt. I will hand it back to you.
I think they're starting to play. They're starting to play us off with the music. So I.
All right, I got the hook.
I appreciate everyone. I'm gonna take off this outfit, which I realize makes me look like a Chip and Dale or something. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I can get the bow tie off. I may be stuck with it
Aw.
for the meeting.
Well, Graham, I can name off a couple other folks
No,
while you're
no.
changing.
I got it. All
Elizabeth
right.
Lindstrom, Randy Litzenberger, we love you. You are wonderful folks, and we are so happy and proud to have you as part of our organization.
Thank you all. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rachel. Appreciate it. And thanks to those of you that joined us, and hopefully we inspired a few more. I saw some pledges in there. All right. So back to some serious business, although that was serious. I'm thrilled to share with you board member appointments for confirmation. I am confident that this team is prepared to help us all elect Democrats over this term. So here are the board members I have appointed. I'm asking members to confirm tonight in accordance with our bylaws. Jordan Crowley, Bylaws and Rules Committee Chair. Carla Rogers, Communications Committee Chair. Lori Hennessy, Fundraising and Events Committee Chair. Jordan Crowley, Platform and Legislative Action Committee Chair. Steve Butts, Outreach Committee Chair. Dorothy Gasick, PCO Committee Chair. Rachel Glass, Program Committee Chair. Ann Martin, Resolutions and Endorsements Committee Chair, who is celebrating her anniversary. And Gina Top, Parliamentarian. Can I please ask someone to make a motion to approve the appointment of these executive board members by voice vote?
Chris Porter, so moved.
Check your card at home.
Campson Spangler, just second.
$79.
Thank
Order
you.
at cardiomobile.com.
Is there
Apparently
any,
there's a TV that's motioning too. There you go.
is there any discussion? All in favor of approving our slate of executive board members, please say aye.
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 All those opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. You are now all official. Thank you so much for being part of our board, joining the team. I know many of you, all of you have already put in some really hard work already, and I appreciate the effort and look forward to working with all of you for the term. And there are two positions I just want to make a call out to. We really need a membership and hospitality chair. As you just heard, as part of our membership drive, recruiting and retaining members is a top priority. So we need someone to help us do just that. We also need a chair who can help ensure that we have warm and welcoming gatherings, particularly when we have events in person. And the chair of this committee also helps us with votes and credentialing of ballots. So super important to ensuring our endorsement processes go smoothly. Please reach out to me if you are interested. Really could use the help. That's chair@34dems.org. And then we also need a community partnerships chair. This position is key to outreach into our community and helps ensure we will have a diverse and inclusive membership. And also looking for them to foster some mutually beneficial relationships between us and nonprofit and other community organizations like our unions. So you're key to our strategy to outreach to the community. And again, please reach out to me if you are interested. We also have some other positions that are important that you can see here on the screen. In addition to these, on our King County Democrats Endorsement Committee, we have two members, Ted Barker and Bunny Hatcher, that are deeply involved in representing us on that committee. We have the opportunity to appoint two new members. I know Bunny and Ted are happy to train and support those that are interested in getting involved. So if you're interested, please again reach out to me at chair@34dems.org. I'm going to turn things over to our newly appointed, and congratulations, PCO Chair Dorothy. Precinct committee officers are absolutely vital to our get out the vote efforts, and it's one of the priorities that I have is to recruit and retain more PCOs within our new district boundaries. I know that's how I first got involved in the 34th, was as a precinct coordinator. So there's going to be a link in the chat if you'd like to learn more. And I believe we have some newly appointed PCOs to approve this month by voice vote. And I'll turn things over to Dorothy to introduce them and lead us through that process.
Thank you, Graham. As your new PCO committee chair, I have the honor tonight of presenting 3 prospective PCOs for PCO vote. One is not present in this at this meeting. So it's Jordan Crawley, Seattle 34-1435. Would you please turn on your video and sound and please say a few words about yourself and why you decided to become a PCO? Jordan? I know he was here earlier. Jordan, you must be present.
Yeah, can people see and hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Jordan Crawley. I've been a part of the 34th for over 4 years now. When I first got involved, it was same as Graham, looking to be a PCO. And I jumped right in, got into leadership positions. And in my time with the 34th, I've really been drawn to the level of commitment that my fellow leaders in the organization have to our community. And I wanted to continue that culture within my own community and my own neighborhood. So I was an elected PCO in the previous term. But with the birth of my son and as busy as life got throughout the pandemic, I actually missed the filing deadline last year. So luckily no one ran in my precinct to be a PCO, so I'm back hoping to be appointed. Thank you.
Thank you, Jordan. And now I'll read the PCO oath. I am willing to serve as an appointed Democratic Precinct Committee officer until December 1, 2024. I realize that it's my responsibility to know the boundaries of my precinct and be familiar with its residents and registered voters. I understand that my duties also include providing voters with campaign material for endorsed candidates prior to each primary and general election, get out the vote activities, and new voter registration. And before the motion to appoint, please answer, Jordan, are you a Democrat?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, the second PCO.
And Dorothy, just I think for the remaining piece, we can do the oath as a group.
We can.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. That's good to know. Thank you. It's a learning curve in many, many ways. Okay, we now have Heather Engel. And Heather, I think you're present.
I am.
Okay, Heather, and your precinct is Seattle 34-1546. And since your video and sound is on, can you please say a few words about yourself and why you decided to become a PCO?
Hi, I can't do my video because I'm in a public place right now, but I have been an acting PCO for a year and an elected PCO for the last 2 years. I also missed the deadline accidentally, and so I am hoping to be appointed again for my precinct. And I just love getting to know my neighbors, talking to people, walking around my neighborhood, knocking on doors. I just really like the boots on the ground kind of involvement that a PCO gets to do. So that's why I want to keep doing it.
Thank you so much, and we need many more of you. And we have now Gail Summers, who is Seattle 34-3942. Gail, would you like to say a few words about yourself and why you want to?
Sure. I have been a PCO in the past, and I was really happy to find out that my precinct is vacant. And so I'm very happy to be appointed as PCO. So thank you.
Very good. Now, I guess since I don't believe I've checked Andrew Estep, he is not present today, so it will have to be next month for his appointment. So again, the PCO oath. I am willing to serve as an appointed Democratic Precinct Committee officer until December 1, 2024. I recognize that it is my responsibility to know the boundaries of my precinct and be familiar with its residents and registered voters. I understand that my duties also include providing voters with campaign material for endorsed candidates prior to each primary and general election, get out the vote activities, and new voter registration. And you can all answer in the affirmative. Are you a Democrat?
Yes.
Great. So I move that we appoint Jordan Crawley, Heather Engel, and Gail Summers as PCOs for the 34th District Dems.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Chris Porter, second.
Okay, thank you. And this is, again, only PCOs can vote. So this is a PCO elected or appointed vote. All those, in any discussion?
Only that we need more.
Hurry up.
Thank you. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
All opposed, say no. All right, congratulations, Jordan, Heather, and Gail. You are now appointed PCOs. And Dorothy,
you.
any get out the vote reminders we want to share?
Well, we should know by now that voting ends February 14th for the special election. One, the King County Conservation District Board of Supervisors, as we all know, is online only, and our endorsed candidate is Chris Porter. The other, the City of Seattle Initiative Measure Number 135, which was also supported by the 34th, is a vote by mail. So let's do our civic duty and vote. And all I can say too is that we've made impressive gains in these statewide races, but we cannot be complacent given the whole political environment that we're in. We've got housing, public safety, climate, and education challenges that we face. And this is a great opportunity to engage with voters to learn what issues are important to them. And if they don't think that the votes don't count, I always tell everybody, 1 out of 100 can turn an election. So every vote does count. We just have to work on building their trust.
Thank you.
And if we have anybody that's new, and it appears that Jordan, Heather, and Gail have all already served as PCOs. But if anybody would like any training sessions, and if we can recruit more people, I'd be happy to hold them. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Dorothy, and thank you to our new PCOs and our current PCOs for dedicating your time. And please remember, you have till February 14th to vote yes on I-135 and to vote electronically for Chris Porter for the 2023 Board of Supervisors election. Now some just dollars and cents. Next month, our board is going to consider a budget that will be sent to membership for approval at our April meeting. Our budget is going to focus on our priorities around candidate support and outreach, as well as critical funds for programs, technology, communications, legal, and compliance. I have appointed a budget committee of myself, Julie, and Carla. That's Julie Whitaker and Carla Rogers. If you'd like to have input into the budget process, you can email me at chair@34dems.org. Just do so before that March board meeting. Our financial report, here you can see it was also sent previously in the Sunday email to members. Just a quick adjustment. We had an expense for $37.50 for Canva, which is our design technology. That was not included in the financial report, but is reflected here in these numbers. I also just we need to take a vote actually about a change to our budget. So as you may have seen in our financial report that we have we needed to open a bank account, and from Umpqua Bank, we're moving to BECU. This is necessary because Umpqua has eliminated, I guess just for fun, our connection between our bank account and our money management system. And that is absolutely vital for us to be able to accurately track our funds and expenses. So while this transfer is in place, we need to approve a new budget line item that will allow us to hold the BECU funds, startup funds. And this will allow us to move funds between accounts and transferring them as needed. There's no additional cost to our organization as a result of this change. So I'd like to call for a voice vote to approve an amendment to our budget to include the new BECU account. Can someone please make a motion to approve the budget amendment by voice vote?
So moved. Eileen Cody.
Thank you.
Chris Porter, second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion or questions about this? All those in favor of approving the budget amendment, please say aye.
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 All those opposed say nay. Okay, the ayes have it. Thank you. I'm gonna just turn things over to Julie. Julie, anything you'd like to add about the financial reports before we close out this section?
Well, I think you did a great job covering it. The reason the Canva expense couldn't get into the monthly treasurer report was because of bank access issues that didn't allow me to download it in a MoneyMinder to get it into the treasurer report. I am working on those. You covered the fact that we've got basically 2 accounts running at this point in time until they can get the Umpqua one closed and the MoneyMinder up and running with BECU. So it's just a lot of trying to integrate, and sometimes it doesn't integrate. So we will keep you notified, like you just did, Graham, as to why the figures may not add up on the treasurer report if we can't get them in there. But these financial report is accurate. That makes sense to everybody?
Thank you, Julie. Are there any questions about the financial report? Okay, hearing none, we will file this for audit. I'm now going to turn things over to our new newly confirmed bylaws and rules chair and second vice chair, Jordan. Jordan is hard at work updating our governing documents to ensure that we are ready for the full term and can operate smoothly and efficiently as an organization. I'm going to let him briefly share kind of where we're at in that process and how folks can have input into it.
Thanks, Graham. What's up, everyone? I'm excited to take over the Bylaws and Rules Committee, just as I'm sure all of you are super excited to listen to me talk about it. The Bylaws and Rules Committee is in charge of reviewing and recommending amendments to the organization's governing documents each year, which includes our bylaws, various standing rules, and the code of conduct. The governing documents and periodically improving them are essentially our way of being clear and consistent in how we manage the organization's business. And we can do that through getting creative with how we approach or perform various functions, streamlining or amending processes already in place, or clarifying policies that we believe that are incomplete or outdated, redundant, or simply in need of editing. To do that, the committee gathers members' input, then drafts recommended amendments. Those recommendations then get presented to the board by the committee, which reviews and considers them before approving them for member consideration. So the last stage of that process is when we all gather back together as the broader membership to review and consider and hopefully adopt the new versions of those governing documents. We began collecting feedback a couple weeks ago, and we will continue to do so for about another week. We'll then present the drafts of the revised documents to the board at next week's meeting, and with the board's approval, bring the drafts to the membership for consideration and hopefully ultimately adoption at next month's membership meeting. Once the revised governing documents are adopted, we get to use those to guide our practices for the remainder of the year. So to provide input, members can either join the committee, submit suggestions directly to us, or make a motion to amend at the March membership meeting. If you don't get your suggestions to us before the board meeting, feel free to still send them my way anyway, so that we can prepare a set of suggestions and keep next month's meeting as efficient as possible. To join the committee or send in any suggestions, you can email me directly at bylaws@34dems.org. It's written up there on the presentation. It's also available on the website and in the newsletter. With that, I'll pass it back to Graham.
Thank you, Jordan. Yeah, and we've already gotten some suggestions that we've incorporated that I really appreciated hearing from. All right, we're now gonna, before we close out, see if there's any good of the order items. And again, these are for sharing community, not candidate updates. And Chris Porter, I see your hand is raised. Okay, Chris, I don't know if you were able to unmute or if that was.
You know, unmuting that goes a long way. Thank you.
Okay.
I just wanted to say, this isn't a good of the order. I wanted to let Jordan know that I would be more than happy to jump in and help with the revision of the code of conduct. That's all. Yes.
And Elizabeth Heath.
Hi there. I'm with the West Seattle Democratic Women, and we have a meeting coming up February 22nd. It's Thursday. It'll be a virtual meeting. Our presentation is about the Washington capital gains tax. So it's a big issue. It's in the courts right now. So we thought we'd have a program about it to explain the nuances of the legal situation and the effects of the capital gains tax on income for the state. So everyone is welcome to join us. You don't have to be a member of our organization, though of course membership is always encouraged to support these presentations. I will be posting it on the blog, and anyone who is on our email list will get a reminder of the meeting. So we have an exciting presentation coming up, and we hope you'll join us. Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. And we should meet at some point for coffee or something, and look forward to joining one of your meetings in the future.
Thank you.
Any other good of the orders? Wonderful. I just want to share that we have our next pop-up social this month at Beverage Place Pub in the Morgan Junction in West Seattle, and that is Friday, February 24th from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. So please mark your calendars. Our next board meeting is scheduled for February 15th at 7 p.m. You can contact me for details, and our next membership meeting is March 8th with a pre-meeting again at 6:30 with the meeting starting at 7:30. Now, if there is no other business and there's no objection, the meeting being adjourned, I'll wait for here.
Real quick,
Yeah.
Greg, I'm sorry, I put my hand up late.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Okay.
Yeah, no, yeah, I was late, sorry. Doing too many things. Just wanted to also call out to anyone who's interested in I-135. You know, I have, I'm the pickup location for yard signs and signage and walk packages in our district. And I've been very surprised at how little, you know, yard signs and just visibility that I-135 has in our district. So if anyone is interested in working on that campaign, either knocking some doors, they've got some really nice literature. If you want to put a yard sign out in your yard, please contact me. I'll put my email in the chat. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry if I missed any. Is there anyone else that wants to share? Go grab a sign. Right. Any other? Is there any other objection to the meeting being adjourned? All right. I think next month we'll make everyone come in costume. But being there no objection, the February meeting is adjourned at 8:43 p.m. Good night, and see you all next month.
Good night.
Thanks, Graham. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night, everyone, and great job, Graham.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.